After Arsenal's first game of the brand new season, cruising past AC Milan 1-0 in a game that we saw some important debuts and a masterclass, today we've got a massive breakdown of what we learned, as well as getting the latest on the rival Victor Gyökeres. We'll reveal the leaked images of Christian Mosquera, find out what's happening with Eberitse Eze, as well as breaking down the Alexander Isak bomber. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Spaz14. Welcome back to your boys channel after Arsenal's first game of the brand new season. Not only a few debuts, but we've also got quite a bit of transfer news. So as per, smash a like on this video if you do enjoy and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Help your boy on the road to 300,000 subscribers. But starting off with Arsenal 1, AC Milan 0, our first official game of 2025-26, as Arsenal breezed past the Serie A champions, as they won the Tri-Identity Cup. The trophy we're not going to talk about, but we will talk about quite a few performances. Starting off with Ricardo Calafiori playing as a left centre-back in what was a very impressive first half performance. A 7.3 rating with 1 clearance, 2 interceptions and 1 tackle, alongside 32 passes and 2 key passes as a centre-back. A reminder to Arsenal fans of the quality we actually have here. A centre-back that I have never seen be so progressive. Calafiori, as ever in this game, was front-footed, constantly trying to win the ball back and get in front of his man, even as a centre-back still able to create chances. Last year playing mainly as a left-back. But think about that cameo against Newcastle towards the end of last season. We saw the glimpses then, and today we saw even more. And Ricardo Calafiori, a player still 23 years of age. I am very intrigued to see how Mikel Arteta is going to use the player this season. Will he be competing with Miles Skelly, or can he push Gabriel Magalhaes to a brand new level? But if we're talking left centre backs, I also want to give a shout out to Gyökeres, coming off the bench and providing a 6.9 rating, with one fantastic first time assist for Bukayo Saka, with 25 accurate passes, 2 key passes and 1 big chance created. The cross itself was immaculate, one that has become a bit of trademark Kivior. It's not the first time that we've seen his creative ability. Think back to even the Carabao Cup last season. We saw a very similar assist for Kai Havertz. Despite being mainly a centre-back, his ball striking is very decent, with a unique ability to find crosses from the half spaces. It makes you wonder what is his future like at Arsenal Football Club, with Calafiori also able to play as a left centre-back, despite Kivior covering for Saliba last season. With the impending arrival of Christian Mosquera, there have been quite a few reports saying that Arsenal are open to offers. So talk to me down below in the comments. Is Jakub Kivior a player that you keep at Arsenal this season? Or is he a player that you'd sell for the right value? But in terms of the Arsenal man of the match, he actually went to a certain Bukayo Saka, scoring the only goal of the game with 2 shots on target and 1 shot blocked. With new Arsenal coach Gabriel Heinze clearly very happy off the bench. The cross itself was fantastic, but likewise was the finish. The timing of the run to get him behind, bouncing the ball off the floor and straight into the back of the net. This is going to be a gargantuan season for Bukayo Saka. A year in which many people see him as the main man. He may be only 23, but he has a lot of experience. Last year on track for an insane goal involvement season if it wasn't for that injury. If Arsenal can keep Bukayo Saka fit this season, will the likes of Noni Madueke able to play behind him? How many goals and assists can Bukayo Saka get? Especially after Arsenal get their certain big sweep. But what about the transformation of Kai Havertz? Starting his first game as a striker after tearing his hamstring back in February, with all the talk going into the game being all about his physical transformation, where in 2024 Havertz was lean, 2025 Havertz has clearly been in the gym. So after dropping a 7.0 rating after 79 minutes played, with 2 shots blocked and 2 key passes, I wouldn't call it a vintage performance, but there were some standout features. With far more muscle mass and the extra weight, Havertz looked a lot more balanced than normal, able to ride contact and be more stable, actually playing like a 6'5" player. It looks like Havertz has finally grown into his physique, after a late growth spurt during his time at Bayer Leverkusen. When he came through initially, he was a bit smaller and a bit more sharper, but now at 26 years of age, it looks like Havertz finally understands how to use his weight, in what is also going to be a gargantuan season for the player. Will he play mainly as a number 9, or will we see him as a secondary striker? With Arsenal having quite a few new rivals on their way, you also had the performance of new midfielder Christian Norgard, starting as Arsenal's number 6 and playing in the first half, dropping a 6.8 rating, with 37 touches and 28 accurate passes. It was actually a very solid performance. Playing as the anchor for the first time in his career, not only was Norgard tidy on the ball, but we also saw the off-the-ball ability, a player able to replay and provide Arsenal a stern defensive option. His arrival at Arsenal is not to be a starter, but make no mistake, he has all of what it takes to be a very solid squad option. Because in terms of the starter, we do have someone else that we have to talk about. The long-awaited debut of Martin Zubimendi, coming on in the second half and being so impressive, as he dropped a 7.5 rating with 31 accurate passes and 2 key passes, 2 out of 2 long balls, as well as 3 out of 5 ground balls won, 1 clearance, 1 interception and 2 tackles, with the standout feature being his progressive passing ability. As soon as Zubimendi arrived to the field, not only did Arsenal have far more control of the game, but will often midfielders keep the ball and pass it sideways. Zubimendi was pinging balls into the final third, finding the likes of Martin Odegaard and even Max Stallman. In the space of 45 minutes, he only played 3 passes back to the centre-backs. Not only looking so smooth on the ball, but more importantly culture. A signing that I don't believe Arsenal fans have hyped up anywhere near enough. It was an early deal that Mikel Arteta wanted, going all the way back to summer 2024. This game gave Arsenal fans an important glimpse of what Mikel Arteta has seen in the player. Now let's talk about star boy Ethan Nwaneri, starting the game as a number 10 and dropping a 6.9 rating, with 12 accurate passes and 1 key pass, as well as 2 out-2 dribbles and 4 ground balls won. We all saw those standout moments and boy were they impressive. From dropping an AC Milan defender to one side and twisting him inside out, to a fantastic volley outside the box, that would have been an insane goal. We've talked about Nwaneri's dribbling and his ability to manipulate the ball, but in this game the key thing that we saw was actually physicality. Last year playing mainly as a right winger, Nwaneri was able to drift inside for games, but now playing mainly as a central attacking midfielder, not only was he engaging in more duels, but he was also winning more as well, looking far more physically ready to deal with contact. And the craziest thing is he wasn't even the star youngster in this game, with only one name on Arsenal fans' lips after the game, the arrival of 15-year-old Max Stallman, a player hyped up for so long by all the academy scouts. Today was the day that Mikel Arteta gave him his first Arsenal appearance. And you know what, the scouts were not lying, as Stallman dropped a 7.3 rating in only 24 minutes played, 12 of 13 accurate passes, 1 successful dribble, 4 out of 5 ground balls won, and a fantastic penalty in the shootout. What I saw straight away was a player that had no fear whatsoever, not only demanding the ball straight away, but taking on players like they were nothing, even able to get a shot off just minutes after coming on in his first ever appearance, with the penalty itself also being another example of his confidence. It became very clear very quickly why Mikel Arteta has been allowing Stallman to train with the first team for so long. In an Arsenal team that needs more mavericks and ball carriers, we've seen the clips of Stallman in training, breezing past the likes of Martin Odegaard like he wasn't even there. To see him come on an Arsenal shirt at 15 after all the pressure, it's very easy to understand why Arsenal fans are so excited. In a game that he came on alongside another 15-year-old, the arrival of centre-back Marley Salmon, the penalty we won't talk about, but in terms of his passing on the ball, with a lovely pass in behind to Reece Nelson, this is another player that Arsenal fans cannot be sleeping on. The fact that he's even playing with the Arsenal first team at 50, despite all the quality of centre-backs that Arsenal do have. Hill End is doing it once again, where in 2024-25 we saw the emergence of Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly, despite still being only 15 years of age. Could this be the year of Max Stallman and Marley Salmon? But now I want to talk about the Arsenal left-hand side. In a game where the starting left winger was Gabriel Martinelli, dropping a 6.7 rating with 2 out of 4 dribbles. I wouldn't say it was a standout performance, with some good parts and some bad parts. To me, there was nothing different from last season. Martinelli is able to beat his man, but can he do it consistently? One thing that is very clear from Mikel Arteta is the fact that he wants his left winger to stay on the touchline and hold the width. But is that playing to the strengths of Martinelli? Despite being a decent dribbler, I don't think he's anywhere near the category of a Rafael Leao. For me, a player far more suited playing centrally. You then think about the cameo of Reece Nelson, coming off the bench to play as that left winger and dropping a 6.8 rating. Despite playing only 11 minutes, he could have easily scored a goal after a fantastic save, and to me he looked the most suited to what Mikel Arteta wants from his left wingers. Far more nimble with his feet and a bit more unpredictable. Nelson's got the profile down to a T, but for a player now 25 years of age, having never proven his long-term fitness. In another universe he may have been our starting left winger, but in terms of his Arsenal future, teams are after him, with a return to Fulham being the most likely scenario. Talk to me about your thoughts down below in the comments. Is this yet another year of Reece Nelson fooling us in pre-season, or do you believe his Arsenal future is over? Moving on to the latest Arsenal transfer news. The player that I want to start off by talking about is a player that played against Arsenal today. I'm talking about Rafael Leao, in a game that he was mainly starved, yet still able to provide 4 out of 8 dribbles. By far AC Milan's most threatening player. It was a first-hand glimpse to Arsenal fans of why this profile is so liked by so many people. Leao is a powerful runner and can cause any defender problems, even spinning William Saliba right at the start of the game. And here he was seen alongside Declan Rice, approaching him right at the start of the second half and having a private conversation. A player that Rice was training alongside just before he completed his move to Arsenal back in 2023, with Rafael Leao saying after the game, Arsenal is a top 5 best team in the world. It makes you wonder, would Arsenal make a move on the left hand side where we still clearly needed a player, someone able to beat his man consistently? Leao has dropped some hints in the past, from posting on his official Instagram story of him wearing a Thierry Henry graphic shirt, to even Ben Jacobs reporting only a week ago. Also do hold interest in Real Madrid's Rodrigo, Newcastle's Anthony Gordon, and AC Milan's Rafael Leao, with even a report going all the way back to May confirming Andrea Berta had a telephone exchange with Rafael Leao a dozen days ago. The Portuguese winger is on Arsenal's shortlist. He is not a top target, but Arsenal are exploring avenues before deciding. For me, it's imperative that Arsenal do sign a left forward, whether it's an attacking midfielder able to play on the left hand side, or an out and out wide forward. Whenever I watch Gabriel Martinelli or Leandro Trossard, I might see decent players, But do I see the level that we need to go and win a title and a Champions League? I am still very much undecided. So whether it's Rafael Leao or another wide forward, could it be Real Madrid's Rodrigo? As reports in Spain once again confirm, Rodrigo is not a part of Xavi Alonso's plans. For me, Arsenal have room for one more attacker this window. The question then becomes what type of forward they go for, because according to the likes of Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are looking for more of an attacking midfielder, with the names of Xavi Simons and Eberechi Eze clearly on the radar. Specifically in the case of the RB Leipzig Dutch midfielder, it looks like our rivals Chelsea are making their move. As confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are advancing in talks with Xavi Simons on personal terms, with Simons keen on a move to Chelsea and opening the door. Direct talks in progress to agree contract details and terms. Chelsea want to be fast, ahead of club-to-club talks at Leipzig. It's a deal that I still believe Arsenal can enter the race for, but at the same time Chelsea hold a major advantage, not only being far closer to Simons' agent Ali Barat, but he also hold a player that RB Leipzig have interest in, that being midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka, who according to Florian Plettenberg, Leipzig are now pushing to sign. After opening talks with the 21-year-old central midfielder, further steps are planned for Wednesday. Leipzig have now been informed that Chelsea want to sign Xavi Simons, and they are prepared to sell the player, with a verbal agreement between Xavi and Chelsea close, but not 100% done. After a loan spell in Germany last year where Carney was impressive, despite not being a starter at Dortmund, there's a reason why Leipzig like that player, also giving Chelsea a massive upper hand in negotiations. For Arsenal, they definitely like Simons, but in my eyes they have a player that is a far bigger priority. Former Hale M player Eberechi Eze, as confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal remain interested in adding an attacking player within the remaining budget, with Eze being the favourite for that creative position, as also confirmed by Fabrizio. Eze's camp remain in contact with Arsenal. But the issue that Arsenal have always had is the price tag. Despite Eze having a reasonable £68 million release clause, one that can be paid in installments. According to many reports, Arsenal have been trying to negotiate that price tag, but according to Bobby Manza, Crystal Palace have no intention of negotiating below Eze's release clause, despite of Arsenal's interest. The valuation is firm with a clear payment structure, and the club are unlikely to compromise. He's under contract until 2027, which all points towards the future of Leandro Trossard, a player that reportedly Arsenal are open to letting go this summer, with teams in Turkey potentially interested. It looks like to me if Arsenal are going to make a move for Eze, it may only happen after a Trossard sale, which in my eyes is not what I want to see. I can understand why Arsenal want to sell players before signing more, but as pointed out by Sandy, Arsenal have only ever signed 7 players for over the price tag of £50 million, well behind the likes of Chelsea, United and City. To me that shows a level of underinvestment in the Arsenal attack. We have waited way too long to not go and get the right players. The signing of a striker will be pivotal, but if you can get Eze Simons or a wide forward, you have the chance to have a very fantastic summer, addressing nearly every single hole in the Arsenal attack. But talking of the brand new signings, centre-back Christian Mosquera is on his way. As confirmed by Sky Sports News, Mosquera is joining up with the Arsenal squad in Singapore, ahead of the announcement for his transfer from Valencia. And here he was with the Arsenal Spanish players, Zubamendi, Raya and Kepa, with an Arsenal fan lucky enough to get a selfie, as well as another leaked image of Christian Mosquera's official Arsenal photo. According to reports, he will wear the Arsenal number 3, with an announcement potentially as soon as today. But what about the case of Victor Gyökeres? After Fabrizio Romano dropped the "Here we go," he is also now confirmed the verbal agreement between Arsenal and Sporting was completed at lunchtime, with the agents of Gyökeres and Andrea Berta both in London. Now according to more reports, the agent has once again travelled to London to finalise the player's transfer to Arsenal. Gyökeres will undergo a medical in the next 48 hours and then sign his contract. A player as described by Jose Mourinho as a great player, I have no doubts about that. According to former Arsenal player Anders Limper, Gyökeres is one hell of a player. He's a number 9 that can sniff a goal chance. He's going to be the perfect icing on the cake at Arsenal, and ultimately he'll be an Arsenal player very very soon, with the potential of him making his Arsenal debut during Arsenal's tour of Asia. As confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, Victor Gyökeres is a new Arsenal player, as every document has been approved and exchanged. Arsenal and Sporting have completed the process, with formal authorization to travel, medical to start in the next 24 hours. Gyökeres is coming soon. But talking about Swedish strikers on the move, there has also been an Alexander Isak bomber, after Fabrizio Romano confirmed the breaking news that Isak has informed Newcastle of his desire to explore a move this summer. The club are aware of the player's plans and will now decide how to move. Newcastle have already restarted exploring a move for a top striker in the market. News that comes at very weird timing. As soon as Arsenal have got the Gyökeres deal done, Liverpool also getting Hugo Ekitike. Why has Isak decided now? Well, according to Fabrizio Romano, Isak remains a target for Liverpool even after signing Ekitike, but it all depends on Newcastle. If Newcastle open the door to an exit and sell Diaz, they can bid after direct contact made 10 days ago. And it looks like their main competitors are coming from Saudi Arabia. As confirmed by Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook, Isak has told Newcastle that he wants to explore a move away. Liverpool are aware, and Al Hilal are preparing a bid believed to be in excess of £130 million, with some reports going as far as saying Al Hilal are ready to pay Isak £500,000 a week, My friends, talk to me down below in the comments. If indeed Isak does become available after signing Victor Gyökeres, were we better off waiting? But that is the video there and then, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy in all of the social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of your latest Arsenal news as we won our first game of preseason and a 1-0 victory. It was a decent victory with a lot of domination, but ultimately speaking, we need a striker, we're going to get a striker, but will we get that attacking midfielder? As for my friends, stay tuned to this channel and I'll see you next time. Take care, in a bit.